Everybody, welcome back to Heavy Rain. Last time we left off.
No one will miss him. Just street trash, like so many others.
Ugh. You disgusting pile of shit. And what about John Shepherd? Why did you put flowers on his grave?
I own the construction site where he died. I never forgot. I've been putting flowers on his grave for 30 years.
John had a twin brother. What happened to him?
I don't know. He was adopted, I think. His mother should know. Her name is Anne. Anne Shepherd.
Anne Shepherd.
That girl, Lauren, she was just a whore. You'll forget her in no time. Come and work for me, Shelby. I'll pay you well. You'll be able to have all the girls you want.
Never say her name again. You hear me? Never.
Kill Kramer.
My heart! My heart! Quickly! I need my pills. In that drawer, there.
Goodbye, Mr. Kramer. Shouldn't have killed Lauren.
Shelby! Come back! I fucking order you! Come back!
Should have never killed Lauren. How does Madison know about the mom?
Hello, I'm looking for Anne Shepherd's room.
How does Madison
Please
know?
sign the visitor's book.
I have no idea how Madison knows Anne Shepherd.
Are you a member of the family?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, she'll be pleased to have a visitor. No one ever comes to see her. With the Alzheimer's, she has trouble remembering things, but it'll still please her. You know. It's room 19 at the end of the corridor.
Thank you.
Okay.
John Shepherd died 30 years ago. Hope his mother has all the answers to this puzzle.
Okay, I guess we're just going off of John Shepherd's mother here.
Only a few hours left before Sean Mars dies. Hope I'm not wasting my time.
Orchids.
Room 19. Where is that?
It's all the way at the end.
Room 19. Where is that? Room 19. Where is that?
Room 19.
Hello, Mrs. Shepherd.
Is it time for my pills already?
No, Mrs. Shepherd,
They're never on time with my pills. I don't know what they do here. In the other hospital, they were always on time. But here...
I came to talk about your son, Mrs. Shepherd.
My son? I have no son.
You have two.
Do you remember John?
My Johnny. He is a good little boy, you know.
You had a son named John, and John had a twin brother.
Do you have my pills? It's time for my pills.
Your other son, Mrs. Shepherd, John's twin brother. What was his name?
What other son? I have no other son. I never had any children.
Oh, come on.
Mrs. Shepherd, your son may be linked to a series of murders. Perhaps you have some information that could help the investigation.
Are you a new nurse? Where are my pills?
Come on.
I know what happened at Carnaby Square. Do you remember?
Carnaby Square. I think I used to live there a long time ago. We didn't have much money at the time, you know.
Yeah.
We had to make do with very little.
I think your son is in trouble, Mrs. Shepherd. He's done some terrible things. I need to find him. Do you understand?
Terrible things you're telling me. He never came to see me, can you believe it? In 10 years, never. No one forgets their mother, do they?
What was his name?
Try to remember, Mrs. Shepherd. John's twin brother was placed with a foster family after the accident. What was the name of the foster family?
I asked them for a television, you know. They said I didn't have enough money. It's a pity. I'm fond of television.
Mrs. Shepherd. I didn't mean to sit down again. Is there nothing you can tell
All
us?
right, no point in wasting my time. I won't learn anything more by staying here. Are these your children, Mrs. Shepherd? John and his brother? Is that them?
They're good little boys. Their father never looked after them. Always drinking. They didn't have an easy life, you know.
Still wait till I find you your pills. Origami.
Did you make these origami figures?
My little paper animals. They played with them for hours. I showed my boys how to make them, you know.
Yes, your boys, Mrs. Shepherd. John and... what was your other son's name again?
My other son? I only had one son. My little Johnny.
Mrs. Shepherd. There's a book on origami. It's not what I meant to do. Let's see, the crane, the hummingbird, the dog. Let's make the dog. The big bad dog. This is taking precision.
Oh, you know how to do these little dogs, too. My children loved origami. I taught them how to do it. John loved the little dogs. He always wanted to call them Max. Max, Max, Max? All dogs with the same name. I was wasting my time telling him they couldn't all have the same name. But he always wanted his paper dogs Max.
Huh.
It's funny, isn't it?
What else can we do for you, miss?
All right, no point in wasting my time. I won't learn anything more by staying here.
Okay. Bye.
This woman might be the origami killer's mother. Must be some way to get her to remember. Does Mrs. Shepherd ever talk about her past?
It's not all very clear to her now. Sometimes she'll remember the oddest things, though. I suppose if she sees something that reminds her of her past.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's all.
Did she ever mention her sons?
Sons? Well, she often mentions John. I think he drowned.
Does she ever talk about her other son?
I didn't know she had another one.
Uh-oh.
I've never heard her mention it.
I'm looking for her other son. He was adopted. I mean, he's probably changed his name. Is there any official documentation on Mrs. Shepherd?
No, there's nothing really. Nothing about her family. I guess if her son was adopted, then she's the only one who could tell you about that. Sometimes, if you show her things, it seems to trigger a memory from her past. You might get it to remember.
I know what we're gonna show
Thanks
her.
for the advice.
Orchids. Oh, just you wait, Mrs. Shepherd. Is this it, room 19? It's farther down. She'll have no choice but to remember when I give her this orchid. Pills here, she eats the flower. Okay,
What a lovely orchid.
put it in her water.
My sons loved orchids. We used to grow them in the back. When John died, I laid orchids on his grave. I cried when they told me. I'd already lost one of my children, and now they were taking away another one, you understand.
The foster family, Mrs. Shepherd. What was the name of the foster family that adopted John's brother?
They were really very nice people. I met them, you know. In the beginning, I used to go and see my little boy. And then I got sick and I couldn't go any longer. Perhaps he thought I'd forgotten him.
Uh-oh.
He must have thought I didn't love him anymore.
It's okay, Mrs. Shepherd.
His name, Mrs. Shepherd. What was his name?
But I loved him. If you only knew how much I missed him.
Please, Anne. His name. What was his name?
Come closer.
Here we go. And we know who the origami killer is. Thank you, Mrs. Shepherd. Now Madison knows who the origami killer is. Who could it have been? You're probably gonna find out next time on Heavy Rain. Bye.